Hi, I'm Kimberly Crews, and I'm going to do a speech today on prescription drug abuse. This is my audience. This is my mom, Patricia, my stepdad, Don, and my son, Hunter. Hello, everyone. My name is Kimberly Crews, and I would like to talk to you today about a growing dilemma in the United States that has become a serious public health problem in this country. A serious health problem that leads to addiction and often death. Prescription drug addiction. What is prescription drug addiction? It is the use of medication with or without a prescription in a way other than as prescribed and for the experience or feelings of eliciting. And this abuse will take over your life and destroy everything and everyone you love. However, it can be successfully controlled and treated with knowledge and determination. I myself had never abused prescription drugs, but there are people close to me that have and still do. I have watched them lose jobs, family, and friends, and some have even lost their lives. Since 1999, the amount of prescription painkillers prescribed and sold in the U.S. has nearly quadrupled. According to several national surveys, prescription medications such as those used to treat pain, attention deficit disorders, and anxiety are being abused at a rate second only to marijuana. I never realized just how serious the abuse of prescription medication was until I met my husband. He has been addicted for many years, and I have done a lot of research trying to understand this disease and what he and other people with this addiction are going through. This disease tore our family apart and continues to hurt our son. He is embarrassed and heartbroken about his father's addiction, and I often see in his eyes the confusion of not wanting to be around his father because of his addiction, yet wanting his father in his life. And like so many others that are addicted to prescription pain medication, he doesn't see that he has a problem and refuses to get help. So let's take a look at this problem and the consequences of it. There are many prescription drugs out there, but the three main classes of drugs abused are opioids, usually prescribed to treat pain and include Vicodin and Oxycontin. Stimulants, often prescribed to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, and include Ritalin and Adderall. And central nervous system depressants, or CNS, used to treat anxiety and sleep disorders and include Valium and Xanax. The United States is in the midst of a prescription painkiller overdose epidemic. According to the Foundation of Drug-Free World, more than 15 million people abuse prescription drugs in the U.S. alone. And the National Institute of Drug Abuse says that the United States makes up only 5% of the world's population, yet consumes 75% of the world's prescription drugs. Wow, that's a lot of medication being prescribed and abused in this country, and it just keeps increasing. The consequences have become worse, reflecting an increased treatment admissions, emergency room visits, and overdose deaths. The Drug Abuse Warning Network, also known as DAWN, which monitors emergency room visits across the nation, reported that there were approximately 1 million visits to the emergency room in 2009, resulting from prescription drug abuse. And every day, approximately 44 people in the U.S. die from overdose of prescription medication, and many more become addicted. So let's look at how these people in the U.S. are obtaining these drugs and resulting in misuse. Most often they are prescribed, and prescriptions for these painkilling drugs are on the rise and often overprescribed, which leads to more abuse and more overdose deaths. However, according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, 54.2% of prescription drug users get them free from a friend or relative. It is a vicious cycle circling from generation to generation, which is what happened in my husband's family. His grandmother abused prescription medication, as did his mother, and then himself and his sister, and now his oldest son has even started using drugs. So what can we do about this growing addiction to prescription medication and break this cycle? We as a society need to become more aware of the risks involved in these powerful drugs and about other options for safe, effective pain management. And medical personnel need to increase awareness and promote additional research on prescription drug abuse. and provide patients with safe, effective, evidence-based pain management and help reduce their risk of prescription painkiller misuse, abuse, or overdose. Responsible prescribing can save lives. Since the prescription drug abuse is an addiction, it can be successfully treated. So let's discuss the different treatment options. When a person takes a prescription drug for a non-medical reason, it can become a serious problem and often results in the need for prescription drug abuse rehabilitation. Years of research have shown that prescription drug addiction is a brain disease and can be treated effectively. However, treatments must take into account the type of drug used and the needs of the individual. Successful treatment may need to incorporate several components, including detoxification, counseling, and sometimes the use of addiction medication. The two main categories for prescription drug addiction treatment are behavioral and pharmacological. Behavioral treatments help patients with counseling to teach patients strategies to function without drugs, deal with cravings, avoid drugs and situations that could lead to drug use, and handle a relapse should one occur. And pharmacological treatments counter the effects of the drug on the brain and behavior and can be used to relieve withdrawal symptoms, help overcome cravings, or treat an overdose. So let's review. Prescription drug abuse is growing in the United States and can lead to serious health problems, including addiction and death. And even though many people, including my husband, refuse to get help with knowledge and determination, prescription drug abuse can be treated. Prescription drug abuse is not a new problem, but one that deserves renewed attention. And change in this situation can happen with increasing awareness and promoting research on prescription drug abuse. It is imperative that as a nation we make ourselves aware of the consequences associated with abuse of these medications, so that with this knowledge and resources we can help educate those individuals dependent on the very drugs that wish to destroy them, and hopefully save their life and break the vicious cycle, allowing our children and their children the future they deserve. Thank you. I'm about to cry.
Well, it's getting emotional about the subject.
So how long was it?
Does it have a timer on it?
We don't have to walk back through it.
Yeah. You have to walk back through. So she can see that you.
Yeah, it was over 5 minutes.